This is the third episode of this little home project called Unlock, Locked But Not Down. This is to profile amazing individuals, friends, colleagues, acquaintances that I've had the pleasure of meeting over the years across the world, who have taken a very creative approach to handling these unprecedented circumstances, a lockdown in many countries as we are experiencing. And they have either tried to use this time to really help others or to upskill and upscale themselves, or sometimes both. So today in this third episode, I have the extreme pleasure of having with me someone that I have known for a while now, Dr. Rahul S. Datta. And before I give him a chance to sort of introduce himself, I would first of all like to thank you for taking time out, Doctor, today after what I think has been a busy day.
It's my pleasure, Deepashri. Thank you for inviting me here. Yeah.
I have always enjoyed our conversations, so I thought that it's time other people started enjoying it.
I would
Um,
love to. Yeah.
so, just a quick intro of Dr. Rahul. So, he started his professional journey in 2002 after completing his MBBS, and he's been practicing as a certified clinical hypnotherapist since the last 16 years. So, and he'll explain to us in a minute what that actually involves. But since the beginning, he had an inclination towards drugless alternative forms of therapies. That's why he chose to specialize in clinical hypnotherapy, transpersonal regression therapy, aura photography, amongst various other therapeutic modalities. He's also a teaching faculty with the reputed ECA Integrated Clinical Hypnotherapy Foundation, and has conducted professional trainings in clinical hypnotherapy in India and across the world. He also conducts workshops on self-empowerment, relationships management, dream interpretation, past life regression, and I have had the good fortune of attending a couple of those. So, like as I'm reading it out, I know that a lot of people will probably be wondering, what is this alternative form of treatment that you practice, doctor? So, without trying to be the one to explain, I want you to tell us, what does a clinical hypnotherapist do, and what does a typical day in under normal circumstance look like for a clinical hypnotherapist?
So basically, hypnotherapy is a form of therapeutic modality wherein you take somebody in a altered state of awareness and get an access to the subconscious mind. And we are coming from a premise that all the questions are there in our conscious mind and all the answers are there in the subconscious mind. So hypnotherapy bridges that gap, finding out root cause of not just psychological, mental or emotional issues of people, but also helps in physical issues. So it really helps in wide variety of issues, finding the root cause, and not just finding, correcting it with various techniques, positive suggestions. So typically, yeah, a session would last for an hour and a half, and before the lockdown, it would be an entire day going in therapies, and now it's a different story. Yeah.
And but I'm going to ask you more about it later. But you are also a general practicing physician, because in the evening you
Correct.
conduct normal
Yes.
practice.
Yes. So not just evening. I've been a practicing allopath since last 16 years, and morning, evening. I would I do my allopathy practice.
Right.
But and it's a part of essential services. So there was no point of stopping it. It's my moral duty to be available. Even the government tells us that family physicians should be available for at least the non-COVID patients. But at the same time, we need to take all precautions. We are staying with our family. There are small kids at home.
Yeah.
So what I've done is, now instead of going twice, morning and evening, to the clinic, I'm going only one time, but I've increased the duration of that one time. So
Okay.
effectively, the total number of hours I'm practicing allopathy is same.
Okay.
Uh, but I'm going once, so that only once you come back home, you completely sanitize your clothes, completely sanitize yourself, and then you are with the family for the rest of the day, and you don't have to go out again. So that's the little change change I've made. Otherwise, yes, I'm continuing to do my allopathy practice. Yeah.
That's amazing. I think, like, on behalf of everyone who's safe sitting at home, like, there's a huge thank you to brave sort of professionals like you. I saw the other day on Facebook you posted that your PPE suit hadn't arrived yet, so you had decided to make one of yourself for yourself.
Yeah, so yeah, my colleagues have literally been, uh, praising me. He said we could never come out with this kind of, they call it a jugaad. So, but what to do? You got to keep yourself safe. You got to keep your family safe. So till the PPE arrives, I use the raincoat, and I'm definitely making sure that I disinfect that very well because it needs to be used the next day. So yeah, so work has to be done anyhow. So yeah, this was a small trick.
Wow. So that's the one adjustment, doctor, you have had to make. For everyone listening or seeing this, he's basically sort of still practicing allopathy for the same sort of hours, but essentially once a day instead of twice a day. And in the absence of a PPE suit being available, he's basically made one at home with a raincoat. So something to be said about the good old Indian jugaad. So I hope you stay safe. Um,
Thank you.
but that's the one part of your practice. The other part of your practice is actually the clinical hypnotherapy practice, of which there is obviously the therapy sessions as well as what you do in terms of online courses and stuff. So how have you
Right.
managed to pivot that? What are the changes this lockdown has made you do?
Well, I have completely stopped meeting clients in person for hypnotherapy, respecting the lockdown. It does not come under essential services, but yes, I am doing online sessions
Yeah.
wherein I am refraining from doing too much of hypnotherapy because we are involving technology, and if that's not on your side on that particular day, and you take the other person in a trance, then that's not gonna be a good place to be in. So I'm doing online sessions which mostly include a lot of counseling and life coaching and sharing empowering techniques, helping them with their mental health, but refraining from using too much of hypnotherapy.
Okay. In that respect, I wanted to ask you, I believe over this weekend, you conducted one of the workshops that sort of help people understand their own mind, subconscious, etc. better. One that I had the privilege of attending in person in December 2019. Was that, doctor, the first time that you were doing it online? And if yes, what are some of the changes you had to make to do that pivot?
No, absolutely. This was the first time, and I never thought I'll be teaching a hypnotherapy workshop online. But people are giving a lovely response because people are locked down and they're bored of monotony. They don't know what to do, and they are looking for interesting things to do. And what better than learning about your mind, learning about how to improve your relationships, learning about how to achieve your goals. But yes, since it's a hypnotherapy workshop, and I already said, since I'm not doing hypnotherapy for clients online, we are also not teaching any practical aspect of hypnotherapy online. That wouldn't be a very safe thing to do online. So what we've divided our hypnotherapy workshops into a theory module which will be conducted online, and a practical module which would be conducted after the lockdown is called off and things are normal. So this was a theory online module of clinical hypnosis. The practical aspect we'll be doing later.
Okay. And doctor, for anyone that might be interested in finding out a little more, will you give a small description of what they can expect to learn in this workshop?
Sure. So these are clinical hypnotherapy workshops. So what you learn for sure, you learn a lot about your mind, how it works and how you can make it work for you. You learn a lot about how you can have effective communication to improve relationships. And then most of the course, since it's a clinical hypnotherapy course, you learn how to hypnotize others and help them with their basic issues, be it confidence, goal accomplishment, stress management, self-esteem. And you also learn self-hypnosis. So how you can use the same modality to improve yourself in any area of your life. So this is primarily the basic course, which is called a level 1. Of course, if somebody desires to take up hypnotherapy as a professional choice, there
Yeah.
are 5 levels to it, but this is the beginner's level. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, the most important takeaway from the course is how your mind can sometimes be your biggest friend or your biggest enemy, right? Like
Absolutely.
it's how you channelize your mind. It's what you choose to tell yourself is probably what a lot of it. Still, there are circumstances in life that may not directly necessarily be only under your control. So that's something that anyone that's interested in using this time to learn something about your mind, the most important sort of tool that we have. There are lots of these sort of misconceptions, or rather lack of knowledge around what exactly is hypnotherapy or hypnosis. Would you mind explaining the difference between what may have been commonly misunderstood and what exactly is Western clinical hypnotherapy?
Absolutely. So, many times when we use the word hypnosis, many people automatically start thinking of somebody, taking control of them. Somebody can control their mind and take out their secrets, and they wouldn't come to know what happened. Well, all that exists, but that is a part of something that we call as Eastern hypnosis. What we do is nothing to do with that. This is purely clinical hypnotherapy meant to help people with their issues. This is called Western hypnosis. And this, in fact, is a naturally occurring state. This kind of hypnosis or this kind of trance happens to all of us at least twice in 24 hours. When I'm going off to sleep, I'm not fully asleep, I'm not fully awake, I'm in a midway space. That is nothing but trance. In the morning, I get up, let's say my alarm rings at 6 a.m. and I push the snooze button. Now the alarm will ring at 6:05. Now between 6 and 6:05, I know I'm awake. I know I have to get up, but I'm not really getting up. That is trance. In that space, if somebody comes and says, give me your password, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a naturally occurring space. It is very, very safe to undergo that space. The therapist cannot take control over the person who's undergoing hypnosis.
Mm.
The person undergoing hypnosis, if he doesn't wish to reveal something, they can even withhold that information even when they are in a trance space. So absolutely the control remains with the client, with the person who we are working on. And this is completely different from all the myths and misconceptions which we've heard of hypnosis, which are more a Eastern story rather than what we do.
Awesome. Thank you for clarifying that. Also, I have noticed that off late, in the past month or so, actually, since we have been now, I've lost count of the number of days we've been in lockdown. But you have also regularly started to share your wisdom on social media platforms. Tell me a little about the motivation behind doing that. What prompted you to start talking about issues online?
Well, I am in the field of mental health since many years, and it's not just for people who come and seek help. Everybody wants to live a good life. Everybody wants to be happy. If everybody wants to be, achieving their dreams. So I thought if I have a few tips, these kind of quick life tips, then why not? I can share with people. So since a long time, I have a video series by the name of Life is a Party, wherein I share small life tips. And if I've been sharing that in normal circumstances, then this is the time of, the COVID-19 pandemic. At least 20% hike in mental health issues, the kind of calls we are getting. People are really very fearful, hopelessness is setting in, people are feeling helpless, lot of anxieties, issues, confusion, fear about the job, fear about the finances,
Yeah.
and relationship stress, because now they are spending so much time with the same family members who they were wanting to avoid earlier. So
Yeah.
I I thought this is the perfect time to share some tips with people, so it can help help them in some way.
No, this is super, super helpful. And that's what I felt like we should talk about in this particular series, because this is, I feel, your attempt to go beyond what you're already doing as a medical practitioner and an essential services provider. Uh, Besides taking your courses online, I think this is of great service to everyone. Before sort of asking you to list out where people could see all of this, I wanted to, so glad you brought this up, because all these articles I keep reading about how just mental health issues are on the rise, especially during this pandemic, when we find ourselves isolated. Like, I cannot begin to imagine what is it that someone who has anxiety, depression, or even a combination of the two, and happens to live alone, or just happens to, even without living alone, finds themselves isolated. How difficult that situation might be, right? So I know this is a very broad question, but if there are any tips, anything that you can share with viewers on how to, I don't know if staying positive is the right word, but just how to stay centered during this time, which is such an unprecedented time. Like, there is no user manual to this time, right? There is no
Absolutely.
instructions like any IA COVID-19. So I don't know if there is
Bilkul.
anything you can leave the viewers with, and then we can tell them where they can hear more from you.
Sure. I am a strong believer in whatever you focus on and whatever you continuously focus on can come true. Now, what are we focusing on the most right now? We are only focusing on COVID-19. Of course, it's all over the news. We put on the news channels, and then, if the hard copy of the newspaper is not coming, we'll procure a soft copy, and we are going through the news. Well, it's a good thing to remain updated, but I am saying that if you continuously keep on putting those news channels all day, all you're focusing on is COVID-19 fear. The fear, the worry, the anxiety that is attached to it. Okay, I would say get yourself updated, but have a very limited time for that. Designate a time for that. And in that time also, why not focus on the good news? How many cases got recovered? How many districts are now COVID free? What else is happening that's positive? So focus on the positives, how people have come out, to do donations and social service, and thousands of people are getting food. So focus on the positive when it comes to the news. Just sit, think, what is it that is positive and what is it that I can do now? Some
Correct.
answer will come from your
Correct.
mind, and focus on that.
I feel like, I strongly feel that time is a gift, and
Yes.
whichever form it comes in, we should make the best use of it. So, like, which is why I love our chats. I had actually forgotten that you're an amazing singer as well. Is a man of many talents. But you know, is there something personally that you have had to do, or you have had to do out of the box to deal with this situation? I know you have many interests. Singing is one of them. You know, poetry is the other. So
Right.
I noticed that you write a little more often, and kind of put it on Facebook for the rest of us to kind of enjoy.
Yes.
So is there more where that came from, like, and what's inspiring all of that?
Uh, well, I've always been fond of poetry, and since last 20 years, I've been writing. But of course, you don't get time in your busy schedules, and ever since the lockdown, I found a lot of time to pursue all this, write and sing, and in fact, there was a poetry I wrote which went viral, very
Wow.
recently, and I can
Okay.
share it with you.
Yes, I'd love
Yeah.
that. Would you read
Okay,
it out for us?
great.
Okay.
I'll just do that, and it is based on gender equality, but very valid in today's time of lockdown also, because we all have to do household chores now. The maid's not coming, so we've all divided. It's me
Correct.
who's doing the dishes, and my wife will do the clothes, and so on and so forth.
I take pride in sweeping the
So
house.
it
I'm very
goes.
good at sweeping.
Absolutely, and I think I've become an expert with the dishes now.
Okay.
So it goes like this, yeah. तुमने कहा था हम एक ही हैं, तो अपने बराबर कर दो ना। नैपी जब मैं बदलती हूँ, तुम दूध की बोतल भर दो ना। बस यूं ही एक है करके कहाँ जिंदगी चलती है। कभी तुम भी सर दबा दो मेरा, ये भी कमी खलती है। जब मैं भी ऑफिस जाती हूँ, तो तुम भी घर को संवार दो ना। तुमने कहा था हम एक ही हैं, तो अपने बराबर कर दो ना। मत करो वादे जन्मों के, इस पल खुशी की वजह दो ना। कभी बाजारों से ध्यान हटे, तो मकान को घर भी कर दो ना। आओ पास बैठो, कुछ बातें करें, कभी दिल के जख्म भी भर दो ना। क्यों कहना भी पड़ता है ये, तुम एहसासों को समझो ना। तुमने कहा था हम एक ही हैं, तो अपने बराबर कर दो ना। तुम क्रिकेट भी अपनी देखो और मैं सीरियल भी अपना लगाऊंगी। तुम थोड़ा हाथ बटा देना, मैं जब किचन में जाऊंगी। सब मिलकर साथ करने की हम में ये भी तो क्वालिटी है। हम साथ खड़े हैं एक दूजे के, हल ही जेंडर इक्वालिटी है। तुम भी नए से हो जाओ अब, और नई सी मुझको उम्र दो ना। तुमने कहा था हम एक ही हैं, तो यूं ही जीवन बसर होना।
Beautiful. This should be an ad. I can put
Thank
that
you.
that would love this as a background of the ad. This is amazing. I think this is
Thank
so.
you.
You do you feel it has like two meanings, right? Almost like one is in the household, the just the
Absolutely.
sort of teamship that is coming up, right? Where people
Yeah.
are doing roles, thankfully, where they never thought that they'd do, and just I think even outside doctor, just the amount of help that I see coming, people just
Yeah.
generously
Absolutely.
opening their purse strings, their time, their resources, expertise. Did you have both of that in mind when you wrote about it, or was it more the husband that inspired you?
Well, when I wrote about it a while back, this was actually based on, there was a lady who, seeked my help for therapy. And she was talking the kind of, inequality at home,
Okay.
wherein, she would be continuously doing the monotonous household chores and the husband wouldn't care for anything. And I was just feeling, in my house things have been different. It's always been, uh, the equality has always been there. There's no gender story here. So I was just feeling grateful that how, my upbringing has been, and how, equality, inequality, these have never been issues. So that is what prompted me to write this. But I now see it is, very valid in today's time, like you pointed, and we are reaching out to people. I mean, I've not had the kind of chats with my watchman in the lockdown. Who all are there at home, so how do you manage, and okay, let me give you some food. And it's people are opening up, they're doing so much. So yeah, so there's a lot that's happening that we are doing as a team, together.
Yeah, humanity finally came together as a team, right? That's so
Absolutely.
amazing. My last couple of questions, Doctor, like what are you reading? Is there anything specifically you're reading? Any podcasts you're listening to? Any music, like you mentioned, that you are sort of practicing again, just to stay inspired and not let this sort of situation get to you?
Yeah, as a mental health professional, I've always been fond of reading, self-help books, and watching such videos. I'm very fond of Tony Robbins books. So I've always found time to do that. But what I have not found time to do, like I already mentioned, is my comedy flicks. So I'm doing all that, but I am enjoying my comedy flicks. I'm enjoying reading, the fiction for a change.
Okay.
And of course, I meditate regularly. And this lockdown has given me a lot more time to introspect,
Yeah.
how we have, just ignored the nature,
Yeah.
how this is nature's way of reminding us that something needs to change.
Yeah.
uh, how we pause and listen to the birds chirping now, or me just going on the terrace and feeding the crows. So apart from the usual books I've been reading to motivate myself, I'm doing more of stuff that I haven't been able to do that. So keeping the child within me happy.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah, it's yeah.
So what's the best self-help book you've ever read? If anyone wants to pick it up right now and make a go at it.
The best self-help book, I would say, my personal opinion is You Can Heal Your Life by Louis Hay.
Okay.
I strongly recommend it. And you read it, and then there are exercises in it. Once you do those exercises, it's literally some kind of therapy happening. So I strongly recommend that book. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And my last question to you, I know you mentioned that how this is nature's way of asking, telling us that something needs to be changed. Do you think after all this is over, will you be a different person? If yes, what part of you will be different?
Oh, absolutely. We've led such fast-paced lives, I've realized I was not even giving enough time to my own child, and now I will use the word ठहराव, एक ठहराव आ गया है, wherein you pause, you think, you introspect, and you are valuing things in life, uh, every morning you get up, there is food laid, you're now being grateful, you're grateful for the nature, what it's provided you. So I think as a person, I am already much more sensitive uh, to those things also, like एक कोयल की कूक आती है,
हाँ
आप
जी.
कि आपने कभी टाइम उसको, यू नॉट गिवन अ सेकंड थॉट, चलो
Never
ऑफिस
even,
जाना है,
yeah,
चलो,
correct.
you know now when that koel ki cook comes, you pause, you listen, you appreciate, and you be grateful. So sensitive to these little things. Of course, I am a doctor, I will always be in a field where I have to help other people who are in pain. So that sensitivity is there. I think it will increase only now. But these little things, it is so heartening to, that other day I was watching this news: peacocks on the road, dolphins coming on the seashore,
Yeah.
deers coming on the road. It is so heartening. I mean, it's the nature saying ki okay, ab hamari bari. So it's giving people their space, being more sensitive to other people's needs, and lot of introspection, lot of bonding time. So I think it's definitely going to change me in a great regard, and I think many other people too. Yeah.
I completely agree. I love the word that you've used, Hera. I think it was much required.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
So, Doctor, I just want to end this by thanking you and also letting everyone know that sort of all his helpful tips on how to deal with this situation, how to stay positive, how to focus on the positive despite, all sorts of negative thoughts vying for your attention. You can listen to all of that on YouTube and Live Sapati. And also, if you follow him or befriend him on Facebook, he's he liberally shares these wisdom on Facebook as well. Of course, if you want to sign up for workshops, you can reach out to him. All the details will be there before the end of this video on a little slate. And thank you so much, Doctor, for taking the time out
Thank you.
after conducting like a 12-hour long online workshop. Thank you for sharing all your wisdom with us. Ever
Thank
grateful
you
for that.
so much. It was my pleasure, Dikashi. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you.